tip.
I'm going to say that they missed the violation on that one. I don't know for sure.
Brunson penetrates and scores.
I think Brunson mentally is the closest thing to what Kobe was in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. No matter what happens, he can be 0 for 20.
Next shot's the most
in the
important.
last 5 minutes, you already know everything went out the window. It is different. He's going to go 4 for 5. He's going to put the team on his back. And it's hard to
Finals MVP, man. Close out elimination game. JB showed up with 45 points. Go ahead, load it up, Lou. Like Teague always says, man, they always look the same, man. These highlights very consistent.
That's just pure insanity. Yeah, I remember when I said I'd rather have him than SGA. Yeah, I was like, y'all crazy.
Jalen in that building is like magical to me. He thinks he's unstoppable because he is unstoppable. And I'm going to say it again. I'm not sure I've ever seen a better little man scorer than he is. I mean, we can talk about Allen Iverson, but listen, Jalen's step back is just... I am a fan of this Thunder team. I was born and raised in Oklahoma City, but I'm going to go this far right here, right now. As much as I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and as much as I believe that he deserved a second straight MVP, Jalen Brunson completely outplayed SGA against the Spurs. If you look at the numbers.
Owe this man an apology. You know what I'm saying? I am grateful for what you have done for this city, what y'all have done for this city, and you won't be hearing any more doubts from me, my brother. You're a champ.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Imagine waiting 53 long years for this moment and then watching history unfold. The New York Knicks are NBA champions, powered by the unstoppable brilliance of Jalen Brunson. From LeBron James' stunned reaction to messages from Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, the entire basketball world is showing love, respect, and disbelief. This isn't just a championship, it's a legacy-defining moment that fans will remember forever. The reactions are raw, emotional, and absolutely unforgettable. If you love basketball, you cannot afford to miss this.
Okay, I'm not going to be a fucking sore loser. Congratulations, the Knicks, man. 50 plus years. Fair enough, man. You know what I mean? Jalen Brunson, as much as I was supporting the Spurs, wallahi, he went crazy, bro. I'm not going to lie. As a 6'1" guard with his pops on the bench, fair enough. Fair enough. OG Anunoby, I'm not going to lie. Every single time you had the ball, I was scared. I was scared because you kept making threes. Something the Spurs could not do.
I apologize to Jalen Brunson. The reason I apologize to Jalen Brunson is because I think he's about to go on to win the NBA Finals. And I don't know that I'm going to have the opportunity to see him face to face. And I wanted to say it to his face. And the reason I said that is because I've been very critical of Jalen Brunson. Just not thinking that, hey, man, he's this 1A guy.
What Jalen Brunson just proved again is that when your game is tight and right, no matter what size you are, you become the best at what you do. Right. And there wasn't a player in the NBA this year that you could say, oh, he can guard Jalen Brunson.
Facts. That's a fact.
He lit the whole...
Jalen Brunson became like guy you must respect. He put up 45 in the game winner. And I think the part that makes it tricky is he just does it. It's not really that much fun to watch. He does not look to be an exceptional talent, but as I keep saying, none of that matters. What matters is the actually get it done part. That's why when people start getting into, well, is he the best player in the NBA? I'm like, man, let's not even do that, right? It doesn't matter. He just did the thing, but what he is not is a guy who engenders polarizing opinion.
The New York Knicks have finally done it. After waiting 53 long years, they have captured their first NBA championship. And the basketball world cannot stop talking about Jalen Brunson leading the charge.
Day and all night. But little Jalen does not flop. Little Jalen does not complain. Little Jalen was getting no calls in this whole series because this creature is the most overprotected player in the NBA. And it went all the way to the flagrant that should have been called on the three-point shot where he slides his giant foot underneath. He didn't even get that call because that would have disqualified Wemby for potential Game 6 back at the Garden. And what he proved to me in this series is he is the best player in the National Basketball Association right
now.
What
we will say is off timing.
Yeah.
or if you're guarding him, you can't time it because you don't know when he's going.
It's not natural.
Yeah, it's not natural. Like he goes and then he just kind of tosses it up there.
Boom, boom, instead of boom.
Yeah,
boom,
exactly. So now you know. Yeah, exactly. So now you know I have to get it up. But like as a defender, he gets you sometimes. He gets you leaning, and then he boom.
And he makes them over and over.
Yeah.
But what I love about Jalen, I try to teach this to young guards, is using the body and cutting guys off. And so like one of the, there's variations of that. There's one using your body to get off 2 feet and play. There's one where you have half an advantage, where you steer him away from the pocket of space so you can then go back to the pocket of space. And the last one is how he gets in front and just stops.
And inside the arc, it felt like he was automatic. Even
Floaters
shooting over
too.
Wemby. Obviously inside the paint, he can finish. He got the floaters. But he kills you in that little 15, 17, 13-foot jumpers all night long. So that's number one. Secondly, he's obviously a great role model. And I'm off the court as well. But I mean as a basketball player because and look, I said the same thing about Steph and even James Harden in his heyday. He is proof, Brunson, that it is not all about, obviously, size, but quickness.
People who once doubted him now speak as if they've witnessed something extraordinary unfold before their eyes. Brunson has elevated his game in a way that forces the entire league to stop and reconsider long-held beliefs about whether small guards can truly lead a team to championship success.
Are you surprised at all at the Knicks' success?
To this extent, yes, and I've said this all year. Well, since about midseason, I missed by as wide a degree as any player I've covered in my career as a broadcaster the ceiling for a player as I have with Jalen Brunson. And this is a guy that I watch a lot of Big Five basketball. That's where I played. Nova, I got to their practices and watched him. I saw a ton of games, and obviously he was a great, great college player.
He's built for this. He's built for this. He's built for New York. He's built for everything that comes with it, for us the noise. Think about what Jalen Brunson has done since he's been in the uniform. The numbers and the accolades. I'm talking about he never makes excuses.
I thought Jalen Brunson really taking the series over in key spots in games 3, 4, and 5. It was symbolic of his career. He just wears well over time. And not everybody does. Like there's a reason that, shock jocks don't last or shock comics. And yet Chappelle and, Seinfeld and, Ricky Gervais and in UK and here, look at the last 50 years, is that Brunson's entire career, and this is fair, it's not a shot on him, nobody's picking on New York, he doesn't pop. He doesn't look physically like Ant. He's not a dynamic athlete. He is your class.
Analysts who closely follow the game are already calling him the greatest Knick of all time, and it's hard to dispute when you see what he just accomplished. He led the team through their toughest stretches with remarkable composure, playing like a man fully locked in on his mission.
Dame was like fourth quarter bandit and hitting them big shots. That's Brunson. He's never disappointed in the fourth quarter. No big game, right? No matter what happens in them first 3, them last 5 minutes, that man shows up.
Fourth quarter points through the first 10 games since 1997. Jalen Brunson 102. Kobe in 03 had 100. Kobe in 01 had 100. Steph in 23 had 99, and then Kobe.
And I got a chance to talk to Jay Wright. This guy has been a winner, and he continues to not get the flowers that he deserved. He won it. He won a state championship in Chicago when the people was against him and saying that he was too small. He won at Villanova and got National Player of the Year. He entered the draft, and I went back last night and looked at all the players that was drafted before him. And I said, oh my God. And now all of a sudden he's sitting up here today and just completed the damn mission. He didn't just do it in average.
Went to the conference finals last
year. He didn't just do it in average fashion. He did it in great fashion.
His movement on the court reflects a basketball IQ that only a few players ever reach. Despite not being the tallest on the floor, he uses his body with remarkable intelligence, creating space in ways that often leave bigger defenders off balance and struggling to contain him. No matter how the earlier quarters have gone, he plays with a relentless will to win that mirrors some of the game's greatest competitors. He carries significant responsibility for his team night after night, yet remains grounded and composed throughout. There is no unnecessary drama, no flopping, no constant arguing with officials, even when calls don't go his way. Instead, he relies on toughness, discipline, and leadership, setting a tone that his teammates naturally respond to.
We came together as a team. We're like, all right, we know what we did wrong. We know what we have to do. That's behind us now. Let's just move forward. Let's get better one possession at a time. Let's focus on the moment. Let's not look ahead at all. And that's kind of what happened.
All right.
Hey, Shay, I always said when his dad and I played together in Chicago, he would always come on the court, and he always had no fear in his eyes, even before games. It's crazy to see that same no-look fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought, could Jalen Brunson be, a starting point guard in a really good team, like coming out? I wasn't sure about that. And then you saw him, with this, what he did in Dallas when he got his opportunity, and he was obviously sensational. But still, he becomes $100+ million free agent, like the biggest free agent really to change teams practically. And I'm saying, what is his ultimate ceiling? Like, is this a 16 to 18 point a game type of point guard, which is a really nice player in the league? But to be doing this every night where now you expect 25 and 30 and 35 point, games.
Reactions across the NBA have been pouring in nonstop, and many of them reflect a clear mix of respect and surprise. Established superstars around the league are openly acknowledging that what Jalen Brunson has achieved is shifting the conversation about what it truly takes to win at the highest level. Critics who spent months arguing that a guard of his size could never lead a title run in today's NBA are now watching the New York Knicks stand at the top of the league with Brunson at the center of it all, playing like the best player in the world. There is a certain irony in hearing those same voices who doubted New York all season now describe this run as historic. It almost feels as if they are reacting to a surprise, despite Brunson delivering elite performances consistently throughout the journey.
I think he has to be one of the top 50 players of all time, though. He did something that a bunch of great guards were never able to do. He did something that James Harden, as a starter on his own team, never even made the finals and fell short over and over again. Steve Nash, who was an unbelievable player, 2-time MVP, through no fault of his own, could never quite get the team there. Chris Paul finally did it in the 2021 finals late in his career, but they lost. Jason Kidd, 2 straight finals, but he lost, and then finally gets one later as a role player starter in Dallas. What Brunson did was up there with Dwayne Wade in 2006. It was up there with Walton in 77. You can go on through, but we're just dragging a team.
Did you have any idea Jalen Brunson would be this good?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
I would say one game that really was impressive on that playoff run. We lose the first game against Utah. I don't play the first two. That second game, if we lost that second game, it would be tough to come back. We 0-2, and then we have 2 in Utah. So that second game, I think he had 45, something like that. It was a tough game, and we needed to win no matter what. And that game was really impressive. I was just on a pad.
Brunson's skill set makes him a constant threat, blending old school fundamentals with a crafty modern style of play. He reads defenses with remarkable precision, controls tempo by shifting speeds at exactly the right moments, and finishes through contact with a toughness that often outweighs his size. That level of control and resilience naturally commands respect across the league, and that respect is only growing. The Knicks organization also deserves recognition for building a roster capable of going all the way. They committed to a clear identity built on toughness, disciplined coaching, and players who fully embrace the system. This championship run stands among the most impressive in recent memory, especially considering how few outside New York believed in them at the start. They challenged the idea that only ultra-athletic super teams can win titles. Instead, they prove that chemistry, execution, and a calm, determined leader can be just as powerful when everything comes together.
Let me tell you something about Jalen Brunson. What made me go get Jalen Brunson and really offer him a scholarship, full-time ride to Villanova, I go down to Chicago. I believe he said the state championship game is 4,000 people in the arena. It's jam-packed. Everyone is against him. And this drops 50-plus points with the dub.
Seemed to lose it. Like I remember when Wemby pushed you, it was such a blatant foul. And you looked at him for just a second, but you just walked away. In that moment, it just seems instinctually you just want to say, wait a second, and go after him. But that's not what you do. That's not how you play this game.
It was definitely a spur of the moment thing, but I think no matter what, you got to understand the moment and what you're doing and what's your main goal and focus. And I just knew that no matter what, I've always had the ability to kind of stay even keeled. Yeah. Never too high, never too low. And that's a credit to them.
The energy in New York right now feels electric. Like the city has been plugged back into something it's been missing for decades. Fans are saying it hasn't felt this alive since the 90s, when the Knicks had that same unforgettable aura inside the arena. Jalen Brunson has fully embraced the pressure of the Big Apple and turned himself into the face of the franchise, drawing comparisons to the calm, relentless presence of Derek Jeter in his prime. He carries that same quiet confidence, no unnecessary noise, just performance, and New Yorkers have always respected that kind of mentality. What makes this rise even more striking is how fast the narrative has flipped. Not long ago, there were plenty of doubts about whether Brunson could truly be that guy. Critics pointed to his size, questioned the level of competition, and labeled him as a strong supporting piece rather than a true superstar. Now, many of those same voices are suddenly celebrating him as the heart and soul of a championship team, as if the skepticism never existed. The contrast is hard to ignore. Around the league, the reaction has been mixed, some offering genuine respect and congratulations, others showing that quiet frustration that comes when someone exceeds expectations and proves the entire conversation wrong.
Finally, the size of the Knicks went in their favor. Yeah. Right? And the size of the Spurs went against them, because if they hadn't had another big guy on the floor, which they don't have, then that might have been a different outcome. But give OG a lot of credit. But it started with Brunson. Never forget this. That little man said, it's time for me to take the game over. And when he decided to take the game over, because everybody else was struggling, Greeny, that's when the players felt it. That's when the fans felt it. Here come the noise, the excitement, and then everybody felt better about the situation.
No, it was just
they won, didn't they?
They done it in 5, didn't
yeah,
they?
But they done it in 5.
Yeah, but again,
Did you watch any of it?
You know what? I saw the highlights of it, and obviously you can hear the noise outside the window. It's amazing, and
they won.
That's 53 years though.
They
53
won.
years.
I wasn't happy they won because they beat Spurs. Kieran celebrated more New York Knicks winning the actual trophy than did Liverpool winning the league. Honestly, all of a sudden. Done it in 5, eh? Done it in 5.
Brilliant.
Good time. You're having a good time over here, Kieran, aren't you?
The Knicks.
Some superstars who have chased championships themselves are now showing real respect for what Jalen Brunson has achieved. They understand how difficult it is to finish a title run, especially when the entire world is doubting you along the way. Others are keeping their reactions light, but still openly acknowledging that the Knicks earned every bit of this victory. As a result, the Knicks evolved into a disciplined, hard-working unit that opponents learned to fear. Their playoff run, filled with grit and consistency, made their finals finish feel earned and deeply satisfying, even for neutral fans. Some analysts are already placing Brunson's impact in New York in the same conversation as transformational runs like Michael Jordan in Chicago or LeBron James bringing a title to Cleveland. While those are massive comparisons, they highlight just how dramatically he has changed the identity and belief of the franchise.
Jalen he's first of all, the number one characteristic for me is, and last year is Clutch Player of the Year. This year I believe Shea. Last year was Jalen. Is his will to win. Right. His will to win. And I would say one of the things that I love about him, beyond the shot making, is he's so smart at using his body.
Yeah.
We know he plays off 2 feet. We know he's got incredible touch on those drives where guys, and he's able to just float the ball in the basket. It's almost not a floater, not a layup, not a runner, but it's just like a shot on the move with a guy tattooed.
This second round pick that went to Dallas, that came here, even though I knew he could play, I didn't know if he was going to be an NBA player coming out of Villanova. And when he got to the league, I said, all right, the brother can play. But I didn't know he was, listen, I wanted Kevin Durant, Kyrie, remember? And then we got Jalen Brunson. I'm like, ugh. You know, he could play, but he ain't KD. And I'm looking at all of this, and I've watched it unfold, where this man has come to New York and has been nothing short of a superstar.
He stepped into a situation that had been stuck in long-term struggle for decades and gradually transformed it into a genuine championship-caliber team. That kind of instant, lasting impact is rare, and it's part of why people are so captivated watching it unfold. The league itself feels more compelling with a player like Brunson at the center of it. Then there's his clutch performance. In high-pressure, late-game situations, he consistently steps forward instead of fading. Rather than shrinking from the moment, he becomes more aggressive, finding ways to carry his team across the finish line. That relentless mindset is what separates very good players from truly special ones. And right now, he plays like someone firmly in that upper tier. For Knicks fans, who have waited generations for a leader of this caliber, the wait has finally produced the player they were hoping for.
What did Jalen Brunson prove this finals?
Well, first, allow me to do a little public service announcement on behalf of basketball.
Oh, good.
Because one thing Jalen Brunson showed and proved is that the mid-range jump shot is still a great weapon.
36 in game 4, followed up with 45 in game 5 on the road. And I'm like, at this point, can we sit up here when we look over the history from high school, college to now to the pros as a second rounder, can we even find a list of guys that's even in the same atmosphere, stratosphere with him for as all-time great winners and hoopers? It's like he ranks top 10 in that shit, let alone.
The cultural shift in New York is difficult to overstate. When the Knicks are performing at this level, the entire city feels transformed. Tickets become nearly impossible to find. Basketball talk returns to everyday street conversations, and a renewed sense of pride spreads across the boroughs. At the center of it all is Jalen Brunson, who has grown into a deeply respected and admired figure, an embodiment of resilience, discipline, and quiet excellence. He never chased the spotlight, but his performances forced it onto him. Throughout the season, many critics questioned his game, pointing to supposed limitations and predicting the Knicks would fall short against more athletic opponents. Now, many of those same voices have shifted their tone, rewriting narratives and acknowledging what was unfolding in real time. In the end, this championship feels fully deserved, built without shortcuts, without reliance on super team construction, and instead forged by a group that developed chemistry at the right moment and refused to be denied.
Let me confess on national television.
Here we go. Second confession you got now.
I was telling them, nobody trolls me better than you the way that you do it, because when, last year when y'all beat Boston, I'm on the court and he just walks up to me and looks me in my face and goes, I'm not going to even say anything, and just walked away. That's what he does, because he remembered that I doubted the brother when he was coming out of Villanova. He was in Dallas. I said, all right, the brother can play, but we getting him here, the 4-year deal in 2022. I'm like, what, this is not Kevin Durant. What the hell we going to do? He, in his own way, he reminds me of this.
Every time. I said it. I was wrong. I was right. And so I apologize to his face. Number 2, because I respect champions. And I've been respected Jalen Brunson, by the way. There's no lack of respect by any means necessary. But I respect champions. And who am I to criticize you if you're a champion? And again, I don't think I'll get the opportunity to see him face to face within the time of him becoming a champion or not. And I wanted to say that face to face. And I wanted to say it in front of the world.
Around the league, players are starting to take serious notice of this run because it challenges long-standing assumptions about what it takes to win a championship as the primary star. For years, the belief was that a player needed elite physical tools to lead a team all the way. Brunson has disrupted that idea by showing that elite skill, toughness, and high basketball IQ can outweigh size disadvantages when the talent level is truly special. At the same time, some of the reactions carry a competitive edge, as if opponents are already studying how to contain him next season. That kind of respect mixed with rivalry is exactly what keeps the league evolving and exciting year after year.
He just showed you. He did it. He did that against that team and that guy. That's I give it up, man. You got to say, here, you earned best player in the league status, and you earned better than SGA status with those 5 fourth quarters that you played against 7'6". That's what happened. So
for all the small guard talk that we did, and we always got to revisit once we say some bullshit. Small guards can win if they do it the right way. We will all take it back. Small guards, scoring guards. This is for Allen Iverson. This was for Damian Lillard. Should be happy to see this because now he understands, man, maybe if I do these things, if I sacrifice these things, I can win too. A lot of the small guards that came before Jalen Brunson all were trying to figure out how to do it. How do I make this happen? Go look at some Jalen Brunson tape. Go watch him go against different defenses. Go watch him have to figure out, hey, I need to put myself in actions. I need to single out this guy.
New Yorkers have been waiting for this moment for generations. Parents are now sharing stories with their children about past Knicks teams that came close but ultimately fell short. This time, however, those same families finally get to experience the joy of a real championship. The atmosphere inside the arena during the finals reportedly reached a level of intensity not felt in decades, creating an unforgettable backdrop for history. Jalen Brunson embraced every bit of that pressure and delivered performances worthy of the stage. Rather than shrinking under expectations, he leaned into them and rose above. His humility after the victory only strengthens the narrative. While others celebrated loudly, Brunson remained composed, consistently crediting his teammates and coaching staff. That kind of attitude resonates deeply with fans because it feels authentic and grounded. Brunson's consistency throughout the journey confirmed his place among the league's elite. He produced strong numbers while elevating the play of those around him. That combination of individual excellence and team impact is what ultimately separates good teams from true champions.
I mean, what do you think of a guy like Brunson at his comparatively smaller size?
You hear me start laughing?
Yes.
Why? You know why?
Why?
The man is a winner.
Yes.
He won in high school, won at Villanova. This is the guy who you want to have on your team in those moments, in this situation where it's tough, because he'll figure it out. He's so intelligent and he's tough, physically and mentally. And so this doesn't surprise me. I love Jalen Brunson, what he stands for, what he's capable of in the biggest moments, and he's been...
There is still a lingering tone of sarcasm coming from certain corners of the media. Some voices that were highly critical of the Knicks before the finals now appear almost surprised by how things unfolded, casually repeating that nobody saw this coming, even though loyal fans had been pointing out this team's special qualities from the beginning. Jalen Brunson's performances forced many to rethink their opinions in real time, and watching that shift has been quite entertaining. This championship run also reinforces how crucial mental toughness is at the highest level of the game. Brunson played without fear in the biggest moments, attacking the basket, hitting difficult shots, and maintaining composure even when the physicality intensified. His calmness helped stabilize the entire team, especially during momentum swings from the opposition. Successful teams thrive on that kind of leadership, and the Knicks clearly benefited from it. Meanwhile, players around the league have been sharing reactions that blend congratulations with a clear competitive edge. There is recognition of what the Knicks achieved, but also an obvious determination to challenge them next season. Everyone understands they will return as a target, and no one wants to face them unprepared. The respect is genuine, but so is the motivation to dethrone them. That ongoing rivalry and ambition is exactly what makes the NBA so compelling to watch.
Jalen, you were really fascinating to me to watch. Someone close to you said, well, he has just resting bitch face. And it's just, when I watch him, you scare a lot of people.
His composure.
His composure. You always seem so focused, so poised.
So steady.
And so calm under pressure. What is your leadership style, and where did it come from? Did it come from your dad?
It came from my mom.
From your mom?
My mom. It came from both of them. I feel like they did a good job of.
We had two legacies get created. Yeah. There's the legacy of Jalen Brunson being a champion at every step of the way. That's his legacy. He's a winner. He's a champion. The future face of the league, exact.
Brunson's path to this moment adds even more depth to the story. He climbed through every level with patience, faced constant doubts, and repeatedly proved himself when few believed in him. This championship feels like the natural reward for years of hard work, growth, and quiet determination. He represents the true underdog spirit, and his success resonates even with those outside Knicks fandom. As reactions continue to pour in, one thing stands out clearly: the basketball world recognizes what Brunson and the Knicks achieved. Their victory served as a reminder that heart, intelligence, and disciplined teamwork can still define championship success. It will be remembered for years as a defining moment that went beyond ordinary sports narratives. The Knicks are finally champions again, with Jalen Brunson firmly at the heart of it all.